What were the worst ones?
Tinder, by the time I started using it, was a little unusable. You'd get like matches, but there was bots.
So many bots.
The bot thing is funny because you just like you know it's a bot, but like 1% of your brain is like maybe this
100%.
gorgeous woman.
She just wants my social security number. People bond over that all the time.
And you'll have like a friend will come up to you and you'll be like, check out this girl, and you're like, buddy.
Yeah.
He's like, no. I'm like, dude.
No, friend.
Correct one is like, look, I know it's probably a bot, but I'm gonna keep messaging just in case.
Yeah, I mean, you love to do that. Every once in a while, you're like, there's something about this that feels like a bot, but I want to find out for sure, so I'm going to message.
I was added to a scam group on WhatsApp that were trying to sell me investment offers. And they were very fun to interact with. We lost a lot of money, though. Welcome to On the Apps, the dating podcast. I'm Julian, a comic in New York City. I'm joined by...
Robin, an attorney in New York City, Julian's wife, Easy Puke.
And we are joined today by...
Shaun Murphy. I don't think an easy puke.
No.
Hard puke.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Lucky
we say
man.
that at the start because Robin said it one time. Now, every time she says it, every comic has to be like, let's talk about my puking. We're going to start. We're going to be the puke podcast. You didn't bring up your number one credit.
Yes.
Creator of the Flag Football League.
That's true.
Where I hurt my hand.
That's true.
Okay,
Big. Well, and let's not forget, we won the championship. I say we, lately it was mainly Julian. But
No. But jokes aside, it was you, but it was also like the strategy. That was like the big change.
A team
Strategy,
effort.
yeah. I'm the brains.
Yeah.
When you get 40, you got to become the brains of athletic get-togethers.
I think our team should just be called the injured. We had injuries. We had a dislocated shoulder. We had a torn groin.
Injured, yeah. It's a good time. People don't do stuff enough these days. God damn it.
It
is nice to get people out there.
No,
It's true.
seriously, it is.
Face to face.
Yeah.
And we won a championship. It only took us 55 seasons.
That's true. The first ones were pretty bad. Pretty rough.
Yeah. And then when you do win, I think, do we celebrate afterwards?
We did, yeah.
Bingo.
Celebrated. We took a little picture. We went to a bar.
Oh, that's right, yeah. We got one of the referees on our team. That was helpful.
That was awesome.
Oh.
That'll help.
Anyway, we'll stop talking about this. Robin despises sports.
I do. But it's interesting to listen to because it's something that you actually played. So I don't understand like people caring about other people playing sports.
But Robin told me. Oh,
it's logical, but so a lot of things we like aren't logical though. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
You know,
Fair.
like I think you could make that like reality TV. Dumb, but I get it. I've locked into a show before.
I really think sports, like, I figured this out, like, watching the Olympics, because before they actually do the events, they'll have, like, this is so-and-so, and they tell you their backstory and how they got there, and it's the drama, and I was like, oh, this is just reality TV for people who...
So you'll do the Olympics, though?
It's when it's on, you know?
Okay,
It's like, it's not... There are a couple events that I really love to watch. Rhythmic gymnastics.
Okay.
Synchronized swimming. What else? I like to watch the sprinters just because they're nearly naked and they're all
Well, that's also
beautiful to
the
look
easiest
at.
sport to understand.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
just
fast. That one's fast.
Oh God, they're getting quick.
I like to watch the high jumpers as well because I'm just like, that's crazy. They all are shaped like gazelles. But
It's awesome when you see those people against real people.
Yeah.
People do that sometimes. I saw one, it's like some sprinter, you know, and the regular guy got like such a head start, and just to see him catch up to him is insane.
Yeah, we actually have that bet. Robin doesn't think I can do 100 meters in less than 20 seconds.
Oh, he can't.
I'm going to do it.
100 meters, put that into American distance.
It's a length of a football field, I think.
Okay. No, okay. 100 meters, 100 yards?
It's approximately. 100 meters is a little more. And it's a little more.
Oh, it's
100
more.
meters is about 110 yards.
So longer than a football field.
Okay, so...
Is that what you're saying?
End zone to end zone.
End zone to end zone. Football field, how long?
20 seconds.
No way.
Yeah, exactly. No way.
But I think it would be...
And you play flag football with him, so you know how fast he runs on a football field.
Well, it takes me a while to get going, okay, because then...
Well, and then once you get going, then you're going to get tired. So I'm just
Only a
saying
wall can
20
stop me.
seconds. Thank you so much for being on my
like
side.
45
seconds.
Yeah. The football field is long.
Let me see how long a football field
Julian
is.
is going to lose his mind.
I'm just accruing more bets so I can get more money. You're going to pay for my house. So. Okay, I'm telling you, length of football field. Maybe I'm getting that wrong.
In meters?
That's
Yeah, it's so far.
What is, like, when they do...
A football field is 120 yards, so it's a little less, but yeah.
Okay, a little less, okay. When they do... Now, have you done like what's the average 100-meter?
I think people say you can do it under 20 seconds. For the record, I used to run 13 in high school.
People say. That's what Trump says. People say.
People say.
You could do it
Fine.
under
Google
20
said
seconds.
when I Googled this afterwards. I think the problem is you guys don't understand.
Okay, so you've done this in
Yeah.
high school and you've done 13 seconds.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm older, you add 7 seconds onto it.
I'll reduce, actually. I'm getting stronger every year. I'll tell you what, I don't know what's happening. I'm like Jet Li from the one.
I still don't think you could do it in 20, but I'll put 30.
Okay, well, I'm going to do this in Hawaii because it's warm. If I run in New York, I will immediately
He's
sprain
already
both my
looked
ankles.
up how to like stretch for this. He's
This
ready.
is
He's
exciting.
ready to embarrass himself on
I
camera.
would love, one of my goals in life, I'd love to do like the NFL Combine.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
where they do all like the, just to see like,
Would you like to do it with regulars or with an NFL team?
I would just like to do it and then compare to like, what's the average? Like, what's the average jump? What can I, like, how far away is that? Am I like this far away? Am I like that far away? Like, I would just be so curious.
I did see some fantasy football team I saw on TikTok. That's how they decided their draft order. They did an NFL, but the problem is you have to adjust it because the jump and the running you can do, but it's how many reps of 2 plates, right? It's how many reps of 225 pounds, and the majority of people won't be able to do 1, so that's not very competitive.
As a squat or
As a bench press.
oof? Yeah.
But like, how do you just get access to all this stuff?
This guy, one of the guys in this TikTok must have had access to a gym. I actually did a mini combine thing when I went to Boston College, and I was just did a semester there, and the local intramural basketball team did it as like a fun activity to raise money. And then I went there and they had it all, and it was very fun, very competitive. But they also did not do the full bench press weight. They reduced it down to like 1 plate on each side.
Don't you think? I think about this all the time. I'm obsessed with how like boring society is. Why isn't that? We live in New York City. Why isn't there like the NFL gym?
Yeah,
and they have like all these things, and you could go there. You could like catch the balls out of the machine, and you could do like the jump. You could do the 40 run.
I mean, there's stuff
like,
around, but no one wants to do it. And you organize the stuff, and I thank you for doing that. But it's a lot of work organizing, and people are often like. People are
Don't you
very
think
reticent.
that's a good business? Like, why isn't there? What's the American Ninja Warrior? Why isn't that a branded gym in every city? And like, everyone loves that show. Everyone like sees those things. Like, how would I do on that? Like, that would make so much money. But every gym is the same. Why not just brand with them? Make their own obstacle course.
Maybe one exists. We should Google this.
So much better than doing like an escape room with your friends.
Yes, do the American
Yeah,
Ninja Warrior.
and
or
just be like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Just
or
watch
even, like-
everybody fall down into a pit of foam.
Yeah, or the other. What's the other one? Like Whiplash? Is that the one with like the boulders and they hit you in the water and stuff like that?
I know. Well, maybe. I was thinking, what's the other one with the bouncing red balls? Is that what I think? Wipeout.
Wipeout. That's
Yeah.
Wipeout.
That you're right. The thing is, I want to do that, but I don't want to do it on live TV. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. But like,
Maybe it's a liability thing.
I know, but
But you could. I mean, they have indoor
Sign-
skydiving.
yeah,
You
you
just
sign
sign a
wa-
waiver.
sign a
Just
waiver and,
waiver.
like-
We did indoor skydiving. Have you done that? That's one
no, but I
upstate.
would do that.
So we went there, and I felt so bad. This poor guy in front of us was by himself. Anyway, I think he was a bit nervous, felt awkward. Everyone else was with friends. He goes up there, I think dislocates his
Everyone
shoulder.
else. It was just us.
Yeah,
It was us
the
and
whole
him.
team.
Oh.
And because like the hard part is you have to like you're getting all this air from below you, and you have to kind of hold out. And then if you go too far, it starts to hurt your shoulder. And he just went like his arm immediately flew up, and then he was like. He was okay, then did it again, and he had to stop, and then he had to watch us do it for an hour.
Not an hour. It's like 5 minutes.
No, but we went back and forth. It was a fun time, and
Yeah,
he was
it was
like,
fantastic.
I felt so bad for that guy.
I enjoyed it.
I would rather do that than the actual.
Then
skydiving,
Oh,
yes.
agree.
Yes,
100%. I have no interest in skydiving.
I did skydiving. I think it's better. It's much
fine.
more work.
You
what
also
it-
have to jump out of a plane. Gross.
No, the
thanks.
guy behind me just falls out. But
Yeah.
I would never jump.
Where do you stand on? So that's like real versus simulated. Have you done the simulated roller coasters?
Oh.
That are like they have them now at like Disney and a lot of these places where you sit here and it's all like
I got a little bit
video
sick.
screen and then it makes some people sick.
Yeah.
It's like fake roller coaster, but you can also convince your mind like I'm not going to get stuck upside down or any of that stuff. So there's benefits to it if you don't like it, the real version of it.
When I did do it, I was amazed at how effective it was at making my dumb brain think.
Yeah.
What I was in there and I was like, yeah, you were like, you're freaking out a little bit. It very much works. Your brain is dumb. Because they don't put you upside down. They just tilt you a little bit, and then you feel like you're going upside down.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Do they have like a fan that's like?
Some of them. Sometimes they throw a bird at you. Have you seen that photo of Fabio getting hit by the bird?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so funny. The fact that it was Fabio. God, I wish we had Threads and TikTok and Twitter back then. That would have blown up. No, we should talk about dating to a certain point. So you were recently engaged, though.
Yes.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Congratulations. How did you do it?
I did it just in the apartment, which it's kind of controversial. I was saying this on a podcast the other day, and it was Brendan Sagalow's podcast, and he was like, apartment, that's ridiculous. And then the female, the person running the pod's like, no, I would have liked that. And so I think some people are very anti the apartment because it seems so not special. But a lot of people don't like the public display.
Yeah.
A lot of people are very she's very anti-public display, so she liked the apartment.
I think
then
definitely.
you have like the memory of that in your apartment. I think that could be really lovely.
Yes. And there's something, too, that's a little, to each their own, but a little gross about, like, every time you open up Instagram, it's like, this proposal went viral. And it's like, is that what you want, though? Do you want, like, attention for your special moment? It seems like that should be not the goal.
I think some do. Well, actually, similar to you, I actually proposed to Robin in your apartment. That was very wonderful.
Well, that's why I did it. I was like, you're never going to guess what happened in the spa.
Famous. I think it's a flip, though, because sometimes the girl wants the craze. Some of them do want that.
Of
and
course,
these are the ones
of
who are
course.
like,
Yeah.
you got to trick them to getting their nails done. And like there were stories of the guy proposing in like a really fun, organic way, and the woman's like, I'm not dressed. This is really annoying. The photos are going to be bad. But I do think I've seen ones where the guy goes crazy, and I'm like, the girl didn't want that. Oh, the Jumbotron one is insane.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you have someone that wants the public thing, but that almost seems, I guess at that point you know who each other is, but I feel like if I went on a first date and they'd be like, I'd love a public thing, I'd be like, I don't think we're the same. But like,
I don't think we're
we're
suited.
gonna, yeah.
Well, you proposed just in a public park. There's not even a Jumbotron. Well, because we did the park just because it was a first date we had. But I would have. I tried to pick a time where there'd be less people there. I wasn't thrilled about people around, and also I'm on my knees and then I was like, look at this little bitch.
And that's what they said. Yeah, everybody was gathering around, pointing, laughing.
Yeah.
Little bitch, little bitch.
Did you have an audience around just by happenstance?
No, well, I mean, I tried to go in the corner, so there were people who noticed, but no one really looked a lot.
Yeah.
But also, I did like a bit. Because
Yeah.
Robin had proposed to me with on a 8th date as a joke. On an episode of The Bachelorette we were watching, they had a fake ring that was a butthole that farted. My wife's a very sophisticated woman. And then so she filmed it and then as a joke. And I was like, and then it was a fart ring. And then she threw it out and I saved it. And then multiple years later, I proposed with the fart ring.
That's great.
And
That's
it's
a good proposal.
people watching were like, what the fuck is happening? Because it's like an obvious butthole. And she's laughing and everyone's like, what is happening? And,
Like, does she like that? Ugh.
yeah. And I had my friend secretly filming, which was also weird. But Robin saw all of it, and it was not a surprise.
I secretly.
Well,
filmed
we
her,
also
which
had
is-
planned the wedding before we did the proposal.
Okay.
So it wasn't
Yeah.
a surprise that we were already engaged.
No, but we did like then we did like, well, we're gonna do a proper proposal. Anyway, so how did you secretly film it?
I just put out like a camera up in the because I knew that would be a fun thing
Yeah.
to be like, look at your face here.
yeah.
You definitely want to film it, regardless of whether
Yes.
high key or low key, and then you
Yes.
just have the footage.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. But before this beautiful engagement, what was your dating like? What were your moves?
Oh man, I was limited. I was with a lady for 4 years. That ended, and then I was single in New York City for like 2 to 3 years, and I was on every goddamn app.
Were you-
I would go on all of them.
You're very organized. I imagine you were gaming it. Were you figuring it out? Were you
A
running some
little bit,
stats?
but I was like I'm trying to think of the analogy, but like you gotta. Some people they're just like, I'm on Bumble and it's tough, and I'm like, no, I'm on 8 apps. I'm throwing out passes every day. Like the more things you have juggling, you just need to catch one of them.
It's a numbers game. It's
true.
true.
A numbers game. Yeah.
It's true.
So I was just throwing out stuff
Were you
all the
paying?
time. I don't think I ever paid.
I think paying is
Yeah.
now. Maybe how long ago was this?
This would have ended in 2020. So 2018 to 2020. I've heard they've gotten way worse.
Well, in terms of the pay, you kind of have to pay now to get any, like, because back in the day, the
Yes.
payment was for the bonus, and now it's like they don't even show you who's liked your stuff unless you pay.
Right, because everything was getting worse.
Yeah.
Like they used to kind of work, and people would have their problems with it. But like now, I feel like those Google barely works anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Everything fucking
Yeah.
sucks now.
Yeah.
Everything.
I did see a great tweet that was like, due to, I used to be able to go online and Google the type of sweater I wanted. I could see the sweater I wanted, and thanks to countless hours of innovation, I can no longer do that.
Yeah.
And it is crazy. You Google something, and it's just like, this sweater thing, and it's a crazy ad. It's not what you want.
Yeah. I met the lady on Hinge, which was Hinge and OkCupid was an underrated one for me.
OkCupid is the one.
Cupid is
As a comic, when
pretty
someone
good.
says that, you almost make fun because it seems so outdated.
Yeah,
But their
it's an
app
old-
was pretty good. Their app, I don't know if this is still the case, but they had a nice feature where you could send a message with the like. Which is very nice because, like, if I don't know, someone you both liked coffee, you'd be like, oh, what coffee do you like? And then when they'd see your like, they'd see that you were trying to connect with a similar
You can show a bit of
interest.
personality.
Yeah, so that was OkCupid, pretty good. I don't know if they still have that feature, but not
So
bad.
that's a
So
fun.
Hinge, OkCupid, those were the best ones. What were the worst ones?
Tinder, by the time I started using it, was a little unusable. Like, it was, you'd get, like, matches, but there was, like, bots.
So
Yeah.
many bots.
And it was, I wonder if it's gotten better or if it's, I'd be interested to know if it's, like, gotten even worse. Because it was so bad that I'm like, someone has to fix this at some point,
Well,
right?
The bot thing is funny because you just like you know it's a bot, but like 1% of your brain is like maybe this
100%.
gorgeous woman.
She just wants my social security number. People bond over that all the time.
And you'll have like a friend will come up to you and you'll be like, check out this girl, and you're like, buddy.
Yeah.
He's like, no, because I'm like, dude.
No, friend.
And like and the correct response is like, look, I know it's probably a bot, but I'm gonna keep messaging just in case.
Yeah, I mean, you love to do that. Every once in a while, you're like, "There's something about this that feels like a bot, but I want to find out for sure." So I'm gonna
I was
message.
added to a scam group on WhatsApp that were trying to sell
you
me
love the
investment
scam
offers.
things.
And they were very fun to interact with. We lost a lot of money though.
You know, so a thing I was fascinated by on the dating apps is how I would do, like, by ethnicity.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, you
Okay.
can do that?
No, but, like, just seeing how, like, the matches I got.
gotcha,
Like,
gotcha.
okay, so for example, I'm skinny. I'm not, like, traditionally masculine, I would say, in look. Skinny guy. I'm tall, but I'm a very skinny guy. So, for example, I don't think I ever got a Hispanic woman. Like, I don't even think one's looked at me in the eye yet in my entire life. Because I'm just like, that's not, like, it's stereotypical, but that's not, like, normally a Hispanic man, they're, like, bigger,
Yeah.
they're, like, manly.
You're not a pappy, whatever it's called.
Exactly. But so it was just funny that, like, you would just notice stuff about what woman maybe could be interested in you. I do well with, like, Asian and Jewish. Was, like, generally, because, like, generally more svelte men, generally, you know?
I love this. I hear you do, when we do the football chat, there's a data analytics of like the plays, and you're doing the same thing. Like, Shaun, you got to run into the Asian Jewish territory, okay? That's where we're scoring, okay? Stop going Latina.
There's something to that though, because when I had really really short hair, I was still cute, but so many more black men liked me when I had really short hair.
And there's something interesting to know, like, how people see you.
Yeah,
Like, if
exactly.
I would never be on the apps, I wouldn't have even thought
of
twice
it.
about that. And then you kind of put yourself out there and you get likes and you're like, oh, it's interesting the people that are, like, willing to
who
that are
thinks-
messaging me.
And I've never had a Hispanic man look me in the eye. I know. I certainly never matched. I never matched with one. I never thought about it. I will get you. No. I'm in my sexual Highlander phase, so I will find one, and I will,
Yeah.
and I will
Well,
sexually
Robin's
behead
a
him.
creep. I love
No.
hearing Robin talk about how she would approach men because it's like a disgusting man. And women can get away with it. Women are like, oh, I tracked him like a pig. And I'm like, what? You can't say that. It's like, oh, he will be mine. And I'm like, you're despicable.
I would do well. You're taller than me, I think. What do you?
I think so, yeah. 6'5",
Yeah. As a tall guy, you do well across the
heights.
The heights, because even, like, very short women are like, wow, he's so tall, and then tall women are like, he's taller than me. That's great. Like, so height wise, I noticed not a big
spread.
I agree,
spread,
which is
yeah.
also very funny because if the world was fair and it would be like the 5'2" girls would be with the 5'6" men, but instead, you know, and I'm very lucky as a tall man.
Yeah.
5'2" girls like I need that, and part of me is like you don't need someone this big.
Yeah.
you could do fine with this, but I also feel really bad. Robin's much shorter than me, and people are like, what is wrong with you?
You get
Robin
tall.
is 6 feet tall.
Yeah, Robin is 6 feet tall. You can't see because she's sitting down, but she's very tall.
There's tall privilege in that.
100%.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
A weight kind of across the board too. Like, I
Yeah.
think bigger women are kind of like, oh, this is kind of this is different. And then skinny women are also like, oh, it kind of looks just like me.
So
The skinny men thing is very interesting.
being a skinny man, or
Being
like,
a skinny man.
in terms of who you attract.
That and, like, people. So I was on a podcast years ago. I think I was single at the time. It was a dating podcast. It was Katie Boyle had a podcast.
Oh, nice.
And we were talking about this, and she put up a poll. If you're a woman, would you date a man as skinny or skinnier than you? Mm-hmm. And it was like 50% were like, no way.
Yeah.
Which is like, but it's kind of crazy because like half the women, if you extrapolate this poll, see me and go like, no chance. Like, I don't want a guy I could swap jeans with, that's like a big percentage that you just cut out like right away.
But I also think a lot of women, when I see them respond to this stuff, and when they talk so like boldly about what they want, and then they end up dating someone, they said that, they'll be like,
That's
so many
true.
women are like,
That
I
is
would
very
never
true.
date a man less than
That is
this. And then
true.
I'm like, your boyfriend is garbage. Like, dude, what are you talking about?
I think a lot of people are like that too. If you like talk about someone's type and then you check in on them 8 years later, it's like completely different from and it's like, how real is someone's type at the end of the day?
The amount of like slander that I've had lifelong for blonde men is and here I am with the young Jodie Foster.
Very funny. Okay, I tricked you into liking blonde men. Once you go blonde, you never respond. That's what they say. It doesn't make any sense. No, I do think that, people lie about people they say they will like. I also find it funny, any woman I've dated has always been like, what's your type? And then they'll see me like other people I've dated or like people I find attractive. And the girl I'm dating might be like a brunette and I'll find a famous blonde woman attractive. And they're like, so you like blondes? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Well, I like everyone.
When we matched, I looked at your Instagram, and the most recent picture he had with a obvious girlfriend was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl, and I was like, oh, this isn't going to work.
Well, I just don't. I mean, I have a joke about this now, I won't joke it up. But I don't get types. Like I found every type of woman attractive.
Absolutely.
In my life. And I feel like most men. I think most people are kind of like that. Mm-hmm. Like a type is kind of silly. I get that you have like. You probably think of your number one person, your like celebrity you're most attracted to, and like, oh, if I could find a real person who kind of looks like Natalie Portman, that would be awesome. But like everyone is it's crazy to me whenever I hear someone even just be like, that person, they're not, and you're like, you would fucking like get hit by a car just to look at that person in real life. And like these guys that do these fake. Men do it way more than women of like, she's okay. I'm like, get the fuck out of, she's okay? Like, I've seen who you've dated. Like, it's insane that people stand on airs about other, it's like, not most people, but a lot of people have some attractiveness to them. Like, even, there's people you've seen that are even like, kind of traditionally ugly, but they have a thing.
They have a thing,
like if you could be like, nice ass though. I could see, that's way more human to me than the people that are like picking these big celebrities and be like,
I would never.
It's all right.
The other one guys do, which is bad, is they pick a famous, attractive woman who's like alternative looking, but she's still a beautiful star. I'm trying to think of an example now, but she plays like the alternative character. The guy's like, I actually would. It's like, she's
like,
the movie star.
Like a
like
Lizzie Kaplan or something.
Lizzie Kaplan's a great
Like
example.
girl with the dragon tattoo.
Yeah.
Like when she was kind of done
Rooney
up.
Mara.
And you're like, well, even now she's just punk beautiful.
Yeah.
She was also, like she's still incredible looking.
Yeah, I think I might. Like, I think you would.
Yeah, I think you would.
But I do think women might mean it more because guys will say I like this or that, but again, guys are pretty simple. They'll all agree on a lot of things. Oh, like the prettiest girl, they might say. Less so now because she's not popular, but Sydney Sweeney or this. But women will say some fucked up shit where they're like, I really like this guy. It's like, that guy? Like, so you talk to some women, they have like this specific type that is like absurdly weird. And they'll even like be like, no, I don't like Henry Cavill. And they'll mean it. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, but that's good that's good for us. I've had multiple women in my life that have been like, Steve Buscemi has kind of a thing. And I'm like, oh, okay. hey, I mean, I'm not arguing with it. I'll take it, like.
It must be weird being Steve Buscemi. Every girl he fucks is like, you're gross, but I'm into it.
Yeah.
And he's like, thanks.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? How into it I am.
Aren't you lucky that I like this? We had I don't know who it was on, who came on, it was Maggie or someone else, was just describing the weird things. Every girl was like, I like. They'll have their thing, like, I really like big ears. I like nose hair. I like this. And I'm like, what happened in your childhood? Like, who attacked you or something that get this imprint?
I think men have, like, these things about what they like. I just think 90% of it's bullshit.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's negotiable.
They're trying to be like, aren't I interesting? I don't think Emily Blunt's attractive. And I'm like, you do. So stop pretending. And I don't know what you're gaining out of this, but like, okay, but I know that it's phony. I know that if she walked in right now, you would give all of your money to her to be able to hug her. You know? So like, let's be, so guys, they talk about it more than women, but I think it's mostly all bullshit.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Women, I think, are more, they're like you said, they could be like, I'm really into The Rock, or he does nothing for me, and I would believe either side of it.
We were watching this show, a very sophisticated show called Physical 100. Have you heard of it?
I have heard of the show.
If you watch, but basically they get 100 ripped Korean people. It is a Korean show. They didn't just be like, who's the hottest Korean? And then they put them, and they do a bunch of challenges to see who has the best body. But it's ultimately like endurance, a bunch of stuff. But they're like insanely jacked, all these guys, and some of the girls there as well. And like to me, like I'm looking like that is a perfect body. Like that is, I would copy paste that. And Rob was like, I actually don't think so.
Yeah, he likes the really cut guys, and I just think to me they look so unhappy.
Yeah, and there's the thing a lot of women say that like they don't want the guy to be more obsessed with
Their
looks than they are. Yeah.
I mean, I would all of the Physical 100 get mama horny, but like, but yeah, I prefer like just a more realistic looking.
Yeah.
Like have I above 5% body fat.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Just don't look dehydrated.
Yeah, but because I was looking, I was like, perfect, Robin. I won't do that.
I also like all the veins and like to see the striations of muscles.
Some of the
really
veins
kind of
is pretty gross.
It's it can get to that.
But
point.
it is funny. I get what you're saying. But like I have like very pale skin, so my veins are more visible. And people are like, I don't like veins. I'm like, well, they're in there. I'm like, not really sure what you want me to do about it.
Well,
like,
some people like veininess.
but I'm saying I still like to go to the gym and I'm like, how do I accentuate this vein? And they're like, oh yeah, do a vein workout. But some girls do love veins, and that's actually creepier. I've had girls be like, they're literally like, oh, veins. And I'm like, it sounds like you're going to do something to me.
Vampire.
Seriously.
Yeah,
You got such thick veins.
I also had a thing when I was single, within reason, and this is more of a man thing because of the, desired and not desired end of the spectrum. I'd go on any date.
Any date.
Any date. If a woman sent me a message, I would ask her out and go on a date.
You're like, let's go on let's give it a try.
Yes,
Why
give it a
not?
try. Yeah.
It's a numbers
See if they're
game.
cool.
It's a numbers game, and you never know. Sometimes, like, I remember I went on this date once with this, like, kind of overweight goth lady, and I saw pictures of her. I'm like, oh, she's like, fine. And then, like, she showed up. I'm like, I am so into this.
I love that.
Like, you see someone, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kink unlocked.
Yeah. I love that.
But
I think more men should do that. I mean, I don't think more women should do that just for like safety reasons.
Yes. But it's also a numbers game. You're going on and you're getting 1,000 messages, and you have to shift down to who's normal, who you're interested in. But, men, it's like this. It's like the scene from Ghostbusters where it's like, I got one! And everyone's like, alarms are going off. And you're like, okay, all right, don't screw this up.
Everyone's high-fiving, team effort.
But you also, there's like I don't know, I'm off the app. So my thing is meeting people in person now. And there's just something like so much more intriguing about a person who's right in front of you than a picture of them and their little bios.
Well, and here's my big thing. What do we think about this? Because it started early COVID, but I think this is a great hack for women especially.
Ooh.
Especially if you're not really trying to fuck there and then, you do a first date over Zoom.
Okay.
Because, let me sell you on it.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's hear it.
From the guy's perspective, you save money.
Yeah.
From both perspectives, it's a time saver.
Yep.
You don't got to get ready to a crazy degree. You don't got to leave the house. It's, it's over in 30 minutes, 45 an hour. And so many first dates, within 10 minutes, there's not going to be a second date.
Yeah.
Right away. So just do that at home and find out. Like if the conversation's flowing, it could be like, hey, let's meet up tomorrow. Let's meet up tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
But like it gets away. So there's so many first dates that are a clear and obvious waste of time.
And then you kind of have to sit there for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't just leave. You have to go through. Even both of you, you both might know it, but you got to go through the motions of
And it's funny when you find
where's your brother go to college? Oh, that's crazy.
And you think you're doing them a favor, and then you find like we should go, and they're like finally.
Yeah.
But what's your opinion on opening with a pirate filter, okay? Have a little pirate. And then like, no thanks, just hangs up. You're like, the pirate filter doesn't work. I got to try the zombie filter. I got to find a filter that works.
Something sexy like a zombie.
Would you do that, Robin?
I would do a Zoom date, but my MO for a first date anyway is to show up early, to buy my beer first, to have my beer about halfway done beforehand. And I'm really not shy about being like, I'm just not really feeling this. I'm going to call it.
She do that to me when we go on dates now, even. But she's like, this is not working.
I usually cancel our dates before they start, but
It's funny you say that. I was like, hadn't dated much, and then I went to my exchange when I was 19 to Montreal, and I was like, kind of like, that's when I kind of like grew and like become more extroverted. And I went on this date, and I hadn't really done a proper date. And I got there like 2 hours early and just had like 3 pints of beer.
Oh, no.
And was like,
That's a classic guy mistake.
Yeah, but no, I ended up being okay. I had a good tolerance back then. So it ended up being a good date, but it was funny. I'm just sitting there. It's just like nervous for some reason.
Yeah.
And I think you get less nervous as time goes on. But I respect you going there and not get drink spiked. That makes sense.
well, yeah. I mean, I had a whole system because I would always go to the same bar that was close to my house, and I want to pay for it myself, so there's no feelings
Yeah.
about that, and just then they usually drink faster than I do anyway, so.
Now, would you do a thing, as I got a lot of like, I'm not feeling this, but like, I don't hate you, like, let's stay in contact type thing. And sometimes that's just like, a nice way out. Like, I don't really mean that, but you're a man, you could murder me. I'm just telling you this to,
Yeah.
like.
Just move out of the way of the door, Shaun.
Ah,
Like,
interesting.
did you ever do that and like, did it happen? Or did you have people who were like, oh, we're kind of like acquaintances now, but even though it didn't work out romantically?
So there's one person, our cat sitter, our friend Jacob, who I met on Hinge, and I was like, I'm not feeling it, but you remind me so much of a younger me, and and then at some point I was like, oh, I need a cat sitter. Would you cat sit for me?
Yeah.
Because he was a dog sitter, cat sitter, and I was like, and now we're friends.
He's a great guy. He comes
He's
to
a
a lot
great
of the shows.
guy.
He's
Yeah,
a very good dude.
He's a great guy. So that happened kind of organically, but we never went on a date.
Right.
And then there were like a lot of people who I went on dates with who I was like, oh, you're great and interesting, but I don't know. I think it's very difficult to transition to friends. It's hard to make friends.
Yeah, well, you know what happened a bunch to me, which is I think about this in terms of like how bad it must be dating as a straight woman, and also a little cheat maybe that you shouldn't think this way, but it is a cheat of just being like a normal guy, where I'd go on a date with a woman and she'd go, I'm not feeling this romantically, but like, let's stay in touch. And we'd text like a little bit, nothing crazy, with whatever the couple things we'd have in common. We'd text like once a month. And then 6 months later, I'd get a text that's like, hey, with 6 Ys, like, what are you up to? And I'm like, well, I know what you're up to. You went on dates with like losers for 6 months, and you're like, that guy I talk to once a month is like, he's okay. Maybe I'll circle back to that guy, which it kind of just goes to show you like, if you're a man, if you're just normal,
Just be normal.
you will get so much farther. And like, you shouldn't look at friends as possible fucks, but like, if you're just normal, that could happen.
It could definitely
It's
happen.
more like there's 0 point in doing what I see online where someone's like, you bitch, you slut, and like, you just led me
Yeah,
on.
there's
And I
no
see that,
point
I'm
in
like,
that.
clearly that's like a mental break, because like, that's not helping you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, so you're right. Just send a normal text, be reasonable, treat
Yeah.
them like you would a normal friend
person,
or acquaintance.
yeah.
Yes. And then you realize that so many people don't do that, that even when people aren't that romantically interested in you, they'll come back because they're just like, well, it was refreshing being around a normal man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe I got so many second dates months after the first date. And I was like, oh, I think I was just like normal to this woman. And they were like, oh, we'll try that again.
Yeah.
No, so
I think that's a good strategy, to be honest.
Yeah.
sorry, if anyone's if you're writing it down, be a regular man.
Yeah, just be regular, please. I mean, it's such a low. It does sound like a silly low bar, but it's not. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I went to a sex party on New Year's Eve, and
I should be the whole pod.
Oh.
You really
No, I didn't like go to play or anything. I was like, this is right around the corner. I know it's like a lot of really nice people go to them, and it's an opportunity to dress sexy and have fun. So I go, and because I knew I wasn't there to fuck anybody, I kind of as soon as somebody started showing interest, but it was difficult because I was there as a single woman, so I was being like circled.
Right,
So I'm
yeah.
like, how? And the most normal guy that I spoke to that night, I was like, hey, so how was that like the right timing? He was like more of a pro who had been to many of these recently. Like the timing of me saying like I'm not interested in playing, like, because I don't want people to waste their time cruising with
Right,
me
yeah.
if that's what they're there for, and they're clearly there for that because they're at a sex party.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah. And I was like, was that like the right timing? He's like, yeah. And I was like, how long into a conversation should I be telling people that? And he's like, it's just like how you would want to be treated. If somebody's showing you a lot of interest, like,
Right.
then tell them right away. But if it's just a normal conversation, like, we're not all here just to be like, see each other as like fuck creatures,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
just treat them like a normal person.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's how I always want to be treated. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll treat you like a normal
Interesting.
person.
Everyone's
that
like,
you're
I'll
not-
try.
Yeah, I'll
But it's
try.
hunting
I don't know.
season.
Yeah, yeah, seriously.
I do think it's funny whenever we have this pod. It's always a man or a male comic who's like, "Yeah, the challenge with dating is, I could date it. You don't get as many likes. You got to go on dates you can." And Robin's like, "So I'm getting circled by men."
Well, I just think that's very specifically going to happen if you are a woman who shows up alone at a sex party.
Yeah.
That
That
will-
is fair.
Sometimes it happens
Absolutely
to probably women that show up alone at a party.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have to be a sex party.
Even women who show up with a boyfriend at a party still get circled. How long were you at the party? You cheesed yourself immediately,
Yeah,
right?
immediately cheese myself.
That's what we just say when Robin
I'm
eats dairy, which
I'm
is not
lactose
allowed.
intolerant. And,
She messages me from a sex party, and I'm like, "How was it?" She goes, "I cheesed myself. I gotta go home." And I was like, "All right, well, glad you're not having any fun."
I showed up at 10:30 because there are a little orientation about consent and like the rules and da 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 da. I was at 11, and I wanted to get enough cheese in myself before the festivities started, and then I stayed until about 12:30. So 2 hours. It was like a nice amount of time.
Reasonable. You had another response in a form saying you don't think soulmates exist.
Yes.
So he
I
thinks we don't
agree.
exist.
No, I
What? No,
agree.
no, you said.
First of all, if there is any soulmate for you, it's Pancake.
That's
It
my
is
cat.
not me. And second of all,
What does
they
anyone
don't
actually
exist.
believe in soulmates? Like, it's got to the point
That's
now.
true. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do wonder.
Because the people have, when growing up, people talk
Dum
about it all the
Dums
time.
believe in soulmates, I think, and
Yeah.
children.
Do you know Tim Minchin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has that song, "You're One in a Million." Or is it that? It's something like "One in a Million," but it's a
You're
song
like,
like,
oh, yeah, there are quite a few
But yeah,
millions.
he goes like, "I love you." But I can't remember the exact words, but it's like, "If you died, someone else would do."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You're one in a
That's
million,
true.
but it's still thousands of you." You're right. I think it is more romantic. I think you said nothing.
But yeah, I think a lot of people, like you said, they don't. Soulmates has kind of become out of the vernacular a little bit. But I think it's actually more romantic that soulmates don't exist. That's my kind of take. Because you're finding someone, but there's other options, and you're saying, like, essentially, no, I want this person.
Yeah.
That to me is that's the adult soulmate type
Yeah.
thing.
This is
I
someone I
choose
want.
you.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. That is more romantic.
Also, soulmate is, if it was true, is like the worst thing ever. Because like
Oh my
assuming
God, yeah.
assuming it's done randomly on a random spread, your soulmate could be like a little villager.
boy.
Little boy. Your Honor,
Your
he was my soulmate. What was I supposed? The judge is like, I don't know why God did it this way, but yeah, they are soulmates.
You know what? No, in no case. You're free to go.
And does that mean like you could never get, like, if soulmates were real and documented, and you marry your soulmate, and then like you like people beat their wives, and it's
Yeah.
just like, well, they're soulmates, so I guess that's what was meant to happen.
Yeah.
And also it just feels so like it's faded. Like you're just like clocking in and out until you find we found like it's so there's no romance there.
No, it's
There's
just you're just allocating them. Just
Yes, yeah. It's like a spreadsheet. So life's just a spreadsheet to you. Like that's not interesting.
No. I agree with you. I agree. No soulmates. Also, anytime people start talking about soulmates, I just feel like they're dumb. Like,
Yeah, it is. It does
like-
feel like a kind of a dumb, like a Disney.
yeah, like, grow up.
children
But
thing.
if someone
Grow
says
up.
they're soulmates, I'm like, okay, so you can't really complain about your partner anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, no, he's my soulmate. You wouldn't believe what he did. It's like, well, then he's not. I don't think your soulmate would leave the socks on the ground. Like, what do you mean? He's
or
your
maybe
soulmate.
maybe he would, but but he's your soulmate, so you have to put up with it.
Yeah.
That's the perfect man for you. You actually like that.
Have you heard the term twin flame?
No.
So there was this like YouTubers who
Okay.
were like who started a cult, And it was all about like the divine feminine and the divine masculine and finding your twin flame and like. And I mean, they ended up like encouraging people to like stalk people and.
Because they thought it was like soulmates.
Exactly. So they're like, it was a very, very problematic thing. But that, like, when you said that, I haven't heard it. A twin flame is something that was like popping up on TikTok.
But
Like, 2 or 3
it's a
years ago.
rebrand.
I mean, it's like I guess a rebrand of soulmates.
But
Yeah.
you're right.
so-
Soulmates can lead to questionable behavior if you think someone is your soulmate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I will, like, this is my one chance.
Yeah.
I have to
And
have
I also
this
feel like
person.
we've all had those people in our lives, somewhere between probably 15 and 25, where you meet someone and maybe you don't think of it as soulmates, but you're like, this has to be the person for me. We get along so
Yeah.
well. I'm attracted to them. And you like, your brain gets fried. You do some dumb thing, or you kind of like you're mentally tied to that person for way too long, and then you get older, you look back on that, you're like, what the fuck was I you know, it's like that. It's kind of like that first like real crush, and
Yeah.
then you kind of look back and you go like, oh, but there are so many people that are like that aren't like mean to me,
Yeah.
or
that
like
live
me,
in my
or-
state
yeah,
still, or-
yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's why it seems so childish, because that is the feeling that you have when you're a teenager and it's your first love, and you're just like, I'll never find another person like
Yeah.
him, and you're like, and later you're like, thank God you never
Yeah.
found another.
That's why
one.
all the best love songs are by like 18-year-olds. Like Taylor Swift at 18 is like the love of my life.
Yeah,
And at 30,
exactly.
I don't know what her latest songs are, but I don't think she's got the same optimism. I guess maybe she does now with Travis. But
knows?
yeah, those songs are all ridiculous. You listen to them as a kid and you're
He's
like,
a Swiftie.
I am, big time. But if I'm going to talk Taylor Swift, the best song she ever wrote was called Better Than Revenge, when she talks about slut-shaming the girl who started dating her boyfriend after they broke up. And she says she likes him because he likes her because she's an actress, but she's better known for what she does on the mattress.
Jesus,
And she no longer sings that song, but I think it's funny that she did when she was 18.
real feminist icon.
Seriously. Anyway, you listen to those songs when you're a kid and you're like, oh, when I meet the person I love, I'll know, and it will be magic immediately, and it'll be this perfect soulmate thing. And then you grow up and it's like, oh, I guess that's not real.
Yeah.
You just meet someone who you really like a lot and you get along, and then you realize, actually, I think my life's going to be better if I just spend it with them for the rest of it.
Also, I think when you're that age, like hormones play a big part in hormones and a lack of
Yes.
like prefrontal cortex
Yes.
development.
And a lack of experience.
And a lack
too,
of, yeah. So everything feels like such a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, I remember like being grounded and having to miss a football game, like a high school football game where my friends were going to be, and just being like, my life is ruined. I will have no social life all through high school now just because of you, you bitch. That's
Well,
my
if you'd
problem.
like, you can actually come to our football games. And your social life will also be ruined.
Just watch a bunch of 30 and 40-year-olds pulling their groins and snapping their wrists.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Sexy.
Pretty big.
Mama horny.
But you'll also see me get very upset at a bunch of 20 to 22-year-olds.
Yeah, didn't you throw a shoe or something?
That is libel. I mean, it's true. I threw a shoe by accident. I know. I intended to throw the shoe. I didn't mean to throw it in
Throw
the
it
direction.
at somebody.
Yeah. Thank God it only hit that kid. That was one of my weaker moments. It was great.
And then that kid fell into another kid. It was just a line
was a
of
domino.
kids just like...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he was a Make-A-Wish kid. I don't know what he was doing there. He didn't wish for a shoe to the face, did he? It's a shame.
Damn.
But their team stormed the field to get angry. And I was like, fair.
Yeah.
I deserve
They
it.
stormed the field at you?
And they were like, didn't look like they were going to hit me, but they were like yelling in my face. And my team didn't really come to defend me, which is good because I was in the wrong.
I know, but here's the thing. If I saw that, I would bite someone. I would just end
But
up
Robert,
biting
if you
You know,
saw-
someone.
what stops a fight is when the other person doesn't want to fight.
Yeah.
You know, like, because two people fight because they're going like, "What's up?" Whoa, hey,
Yeah.
hey. But if one person's like, "I'm good," the other person's like, "Oh, I guess
Yeah. It
I'll
doesn't
yell
feel
a
that
little
good,
bit,
yeah.
and then I'll walk away."
But I was been like, I'm so sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right. And he's like, oh.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, God damn
And then I
it.
started walking off. I was like, am I kicked out? He's like, no. And I was like, you really should.
You should. You probably
I was
should.
like, I don't really want to be in a league where you're allowed to throw a shoe. My shoe came off in the tackle. I was throwing it back to the thing, and then I accidentally swung it net to the guy. And then I was like, I should be off. But okay.
Okay.
Because I feel like they're going to throw a shoe at me now.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was the original
George Bush one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
George Bush.
You're like, dodging.
That was it. I mean, say what you want about George Bush, you can duck two shoes in a row pretty effortlessly. Yeah. He might have been the most fit president we've had in the last 30
I mean,
years.
he was a college cheerleader, so true athlete.
I wonder if... Can't believe he got elected. College cheerleader, you think, would sink your campaign?
Who knows?
Especially as a Republican.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's like, I was straight, I swear. I'm like, we don't believe you. No, okay, so soulmates aren't real. What was the third dating tip? The dating tip you had was...
I think it was the Zoom date, unless I had another one that I
Oh, no, you said
remember.
be excited. Was it encouraging or exciting? Oh, the first one was communication.
Yeah, that's an obvious one.
Yeah.
Communication's obvious. I think enthusiasm
That's what
is
you said.
underrated. Enthusiasm's underrated.
That's true.
And I think a lot of things, like, if I'm doing something and the lady wants to do something and clearly it's not my thing. The worst feeling in the world is when you have to drag someone along to a thing. Just fake. You could be like, this isn't, we're going to a concert. It's my favorite band. I don't really like them, but like, I'm not going to you don't want to mope. You know what I'm saying? You just want to be like, oh yeah, this is like, you want to be honest, but you want to be enthusiastic.
I couldn't agree more. I think
couldn't
you
agree more.
should fake more things, Robin.
No, I mean, I was literally just thinking like, I think the best thing you can bring to oral sex is enthusiasm.
And yes, enthusiasm is big and oral.
And the second best thing to bring,
Yes, 100%.
second next is another girl. But I
Just
just...
the worst, we've all had sex where the other person is not enthused to be doing a thing.
Speak for yourself.
And you want to just be like, well, just don't do the thing. Like, you're not
just
doing me
don't
a
do it.
favor doing it unenthusiastically.
It's also very
agreed.
dumb for the person who's been unenthusiastic, because sometimes you will get dragged somewhere, and it's like, not only if I'm like moping the whole time, I'm not even getting credit for going because I'm ruining the day.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
So on
100%.
top of the fact that I now have to go to this thing, and now I don't get credit in the bank, and I'm not going to have fun.
Nope.
Yes.
So, but
You
you're
should
right.
just
You got to
leave. Yeah,
you got to
you
be
should.
enthusiastic, but then also be like, hey, I'm going to be honest. Like, I'm not really excited about this, but it's important to you, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And then you get the bank.
I
If
would
you
always
can't even fake
sometimes it's a tough line because, like, for example, I had my ex. I mean, I guess my fiance as well, but my ex like loved Harry Potter, and this was the new even worse movies were coming out. The Fantastic.
Oh yeah.
And that make them so long.
Yeah. And I remember she was like, you want to go with me to see one of them? And I said, communication. Honestly, I do not. But I will go. I will go if you want me to, and I won't be like a bump on a
bummer.
log.
Yeah.
But I also want to let you know that that's not my thing. And like, if you have a friend who's into it, like, you might have a better time going with your friend who's like really into it. But like, I will go with you. And sometimes that's tough to hear because the other person goes like, okay, so I'm not going to bring you. And I'm like, no, you can.
Yeah.
I want to fit that line of being like, I'm honest. It's not my favorite thing. I want to be honest with you and not lie to you. But also, like,
100%.
I will go and put on a brave face and be like, the part with when they catch the Flugamaroo was fun. Like, I'll do that. Like, there'll probably be some parts that I think are kind of fun, but it is not my thing.
Because what you don't want to do, I remember I was dating my ex, and she was very like, she just people pleasy. And I was like, what movie do you want to watch? She's like, whatever you want to watch, I don't care. And then so I just picked the movie every time, like 10 in a row. On the 11th one, she goes, enough! Enough! I picked the next 10. And I was like, but you said you liked it. She's like, I didn't. And I'm like, well, you don't get that back.
Yeah, you don't get to pick the next 10. You can pick the next 2.
You can pick that. Yeah, I mean, that's reasonable, but I didn't know. So you want them to know. And we actually did this once. We went on a date. I don't like wine. And we were having a nice fancy dinner, me and Robin. And she's like, would you like a glass of wine? And I was like, no, not really. Do you want me to have one if it's important to you? And Robin goes, it is important to me. And I go, okay, I'll have the wine. And then it was great. Because otherwise I'm just drinking the wine. I don't want it.
Yes.
But so that's a good one. The be enthusiastic, but also be clear.
Yes.
But it is
Yes.
very tough to be like, oh, go. I don't want to go.
Yeah, it's a tough line to walk, but because you want the honesty. Honesty is important because that's part of communication. If you're not like bullshitting, but you also want to be like, the enthusiasm. You got to be able to fake the enthusiasm sometimes, because you're with someone. You're not going to do everything you want to do all the time.
Yeah.
That would almost be worse.
Yeah.
Is if they like, it's like that Seinfeld episode where they like all of the same things and it's boring.
Yeah.
So like, you don't really necessarily want that either, but you're gonna do some stuff and you're like, this is my thing, but like, I'll fake it, but just know I am faking it a little.
All right.
Yeah, and if you can't fake it for whatever reason, you should just say no.
Yes.
Because everybody will be happier if you're like, I really can't.
That was a big thing too. I remember my ex, a nice lady. She met me at a comedy show, and she would be like,
Did she pick you up at a comedy show?
yeah, which
I
is like kind
love
of like the
this.
first time that ever happened. So I was like,
What was her line?
You know what? I think her friend was like, my friend likes you. Text my friend. And then I texted her. She didn't get the text. So then, like, the next week, the friend came back to the show. I was like, wait, you didn't text my friend? I'm like, I did text your friend. And then I showed her the text, and she's like, oh, that's weird. She, like, didn't get it. And I was like, okay. So I, like, texted her again.
Texted her,
yeah. Yeah, I met her at a comedy show. This is my ex. And she was like, I kind of like going to local comedy shows. Sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're good. Let's go to a local comedy show. I'm like, there's nothing I'd rather do less.
Yeah.
I will do anything else, but I'm not going to go to a show with a bunch of people like I know. A bunch of people, especially this was back in Buffalo, so it was like a smaller scene. It's like, I'm better than most of these people, and I'm just gonna sit down. Well, they were just all like younger at that point. And I'm like, I'm gonna sit down and like watch a full show of people I know.
And they're gonna watch you on your first date.
Yeah, and like I'm like just anything but like I won't do that. But like there's I'm pretty easy go. Like I'll watch anything. I'll go like if I could fit something in like my schedule, I'll kind of like do anything. I don't really have like
Well, you said people should have more fun. You were saying people should do fun things. And the comedy thing, you can't... It is also... I didn't realize this until a little on my comedies. I would go to shows like try and participate and try and support. But then I realized other comics looking at me like, are you not a comic? Like, you're sitting, like, people look at you, it's like, what is this? What is happening right now?
Yeah, that's an interesting line, yeah.
And then it's like, you're sitting there, it's like, my wife is here, I'm going with her.
Yeah.
But no, I think that is a good one. You got to have a red line where you can. And Robin is too honest. Although Robin's the girl who will like... So, you know when someone goes, you did this first time you met my family, when there's like one slice of pizza left, and you go, hey, does anyone mind if I have that? And what that means is like, I'm going to eat this. And someone would say, and Robin's like, I'll have it.
No, that is not the line. If somebody said, does anybody mind if I have this? I'd say whatever. But what they say, because his family is very, very polite, their mistake, is like, oh, would you like the last one? And I don't mind if I do.
Yeah.
Every time. Everything. And so
if I want it, if I don't want it, I'm not going to just gobble it just because.
Well, you know what's a tough thing is that if you're out with any group of people, there's, especially if there's like appetizers, there's always one. No one wants to take the last one. So there's just like one of everything. And it's kind of like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Just eat it. If you want to eat it.
And then if you don't, it's like, well, I got to it before. You saw it. We were all within the same arm's length.
But everyone's got a clock in the head. Like, we have to let it there for 3 minutes.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then sometimes the waiter will come and take it.
And you're like, no.
I'll always be like a friend's place that we're doing, and I'm staying with them, and we'll get pizza, and I'll eat anything the next day. I love reheated food the next day. And then I like to went easy on the pizza because it was a group thing. And the next day I'm like, where's the pizza? Like, oh, we threw it out. I was like, you threw it out!
Oh, that's crazy.
I would have
that's
it.
crazy.
Or like whatever, but it'll be something more disgusting than pizza that I would eat. It'll be like the mashed potato that was like tiny bit left, and I'm like, I would have eaten
Pizza the next day is...
I try and avoid like food waste. So even when I'm at like, a bunch of people, we're eating, and someone goes and there's like fries left, I'm like, give me those fries.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Like someone goes to take them, I'm like, what? Don't let that guy throw out those fries. I'll eat those fries.
Meanwhile, I used to work back of house at restaurants, and I would like, if there was stuff left and it hadn't been touched, I'd eat it.
Oh, that's true. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know.
No, but I mean, I think I
there's
was
like a little human trash compactor back
someone's
there.
like so excited. Someone's like, fucking Shaun's here. Nothing's getting back to the back of the house. I think that might be all our time. Do you exciting news though. You have a special coming out.
Yes, January 6th, your favorite day.
Yeah.
January 6th, 1 p.m. memorable date, and be on Mark Norman's YouTube page. So look out for that. It's called Long Story Thin. And then I have my first special is on YouTube right now called Neal. Check that out and follow me on Instagram. I am Shaun Murphy. Shaun with a U.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for coming, and we will catch you next time. Thank you.
Bye.